Expo Raceway as we get set for the real deal, what everybody came here for. January 9th, 1999, the 13th annual Chili Bowl Nationals A-Main event. Scheduled 22 cars for 50 laps. Let's go ahead and set your starting lineups. On the pole position will be the number 11 car, the Gertie-powered stealth machine out of Milan, Illinois, Kevin Doty. To his outside, the Friday night winner, Dan Borst out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, the BMARA champion of 1998. Inside of row number 2, the car number 4, the Professor out of Placerville, California, Jimmy Sills, and to his outside from Ventura, California, Corey Kruseman in the 47B machine.
On the third row, inside, car number 55K, a former Belleville champion, Steve Knepper out of Belleville, Illinois. And on the outside, 4-time champion from Cordova, Tennessee, and number 1, it's Sammy Swindell. In the fourth row on the inside, car 15L from Salinas, California, Ronnie Day. And on the outside, number 6 from Phoenix, Arizona, it's J.J. Yaley.
Danny Lasowski will be searching for his first Chili Bowl Nationals win, starting car number 36 inside of row 5. To his outside, the highest qualifying and best showing rookie of the field, the 25S car of Brian Stanfield. Inside of row 6 will be the 7J car of Jerry Coons Jr. out of Tucson, Arizona. And to his outside, a former champion, the number 2 machine of Andy Hillenberg, right here out of Broken Arrow, Oklahoma.
The king of the outlaws on the inside of the 7th row, the 15X out of Bloomington, Indiana, Steve Kinzer. And on the outside, multi-Badger midget champion from Rockford, Illinois, Kevin Olson, the 66L. In the 8th row, the 1995 Chili Bowl champion from Sherman, Illinois, Donnie Beechler. And on the outside, 3-time USAC champion, Jason Leffler, Long Beach, California, car number 9.
Moving back to row number 9, you'll find the 97 machine of Jay Drake out of Valverde, California. To his outside, and the 1 ST machine from Hooks, Texas, Gary Wright. In row 10, you'll see the number 40 machine, a USAC runner out of Indianapolis, Indiana, Tracy Hines. And to his outside, next year running for the World of Outlaw Rookie of the Year title, Darren Pittman out of Owasso, Oklahoma, in the 31L.
And bringing up the rear in the 11th row, car number 54, the defending Namers champion from Ludlow Falls, Ohio, Matt Westfall. And a rookie at the Chili Bowl from Greenwood, Missouri, car number 7, Joe Boyles.
15 of the 22 machines sporting stealth chassis. That's just how good John Godfrey does with that machine as we get set for 50 laps of racing. Patience, that does become a key now. You do not have to go straight to the front.
And the racetrack has been completely reworked since the second B-Main event, so it's like a brand new racetrack as they cut up the upper groove, so we'll see how quick that can work in.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I'd ask you to raise your tray tables and make sure your seat backs are in their upright and locked positions. We're going to turn them loose for 50 laps. The 13th annual Chili Bowl Nationals A-Main goes live.
Kevin Doty, the Thursday night winner, emerges the leader after 2 turns. Dan Borst in second. A car upside down is Jason Leffler in turn number 2. Leffler in the Steve Lewis Beast, coming to the Chili Bowl for the first time in that car. Flips over upside down, is now right on all 4 wheels, appears to be okay.
Well, the number 9 machine, Jason Leffler, unable to restart in the Ed Pink Ford. He is still in the work area as we have set in 1 lap to go. We will go green flag racing for 50 laps once again. Still Kevin Doty, Dan Borst on the front row, Jimmy Sills and Corey Kruseman in row 2, Steve Knepper and Sammy Swindell as we bring them through 3 and 4 and turn them loose.
As the green flag unfurls, Kevin Doty goes up on the high side and takes the early lead. Several cars get together. Everyone continues. Doty the leader after lap 1. Now a car stopping is Gary Wright, and the 1 ST comes to a halt in turn number 2 before he can complete 1 full lap.
And for Sammy Swindell, that is a very lucky break. The number 1 machine, the Pete Willoughby car, getting involved in that tangle of 2, got shuffled all the way back into the 10th spot. But because the yellow came out, we will re-rack them and restack them, try to set them off green one more time.
Jason Leffler has the repairs made on the Steve Lewis number 9 and returns to the rear of the field. He did not lose a lap. He's still on the lead lap. Behind him, Brian Stanfield, who also had some problems earlier, will start right directly behind him. And Gary Wright, who spun out earlier, will also go to the rear of the field. We've yet to complete a lap, ready to go green.
Again, Dan Borst tries to move on the bottom, trying to slide up and block the advantage of Kevin Doty, but it's not going to happen. Doty will make his way off turn number 4. Everybody in line. This will be lap number 1.
Doty leads the first lap over Borst and Kruseman. Swindell has moved up to 4th as Sills drops back to 5th. Knepper is 6th.
Everybody keeping them in line now as we've completed 2 laps of the scheduled 50 laps. Kevin Doty out and away out of Milan, Illinois. in the quick change stealth chassis dirty powered machine.
What do you think that he's late as the car stalls outside of turn number 3? It's the 66 car of Kevin Olson. Also, Jason Leffler in the 9 car comes to a stop, and the number 7 of Joe Boyles. 3 cars stop outside of turn 3.
Joe Boyles and Jason Leffler get themselves righted, as does the 66L machine of Kevin Olson, starting in his 8th Chili Bowl A main, as we're set to go green, the cone restretch. Don't start on the backstretch.
2 laps down and 48 remaining, as Kevin Doty maintains his lead over Dan Boers, Corey Kruzman, Sammy Swindell, and Jimmy Sills in the top 5.
Behind him is Steve Knepper, the 6 machine. That belongs to J.J. Ailey. The 2 machine is Andy Hillenberg, Danny Lasowski, and rounding out the top 10 right now, Ronnie Day.
One groove on the racetrack as Donnie Beechler able to get by Steve Kinzer.
Andy Hillenberg for a moment took a look at the bottom. Andy running back in the number 7 spot. Oh, as we've got contact, Andy Hillenberg involved with J.J. Ailey. The 15 car of Ronnie Day getting involved. Danny Lasowski stopped also over in turn number 2. So once again, the yellow flag will come out as Gary Wright is also involved a little bit further back in turn number 1. Well, during our yellow flag situation, Kevin Doty, obviously very visibly frustrated in that car number 11. The Wilkie Pack Motorsport entry has gained a right rear flat tire. The pole sitter looks like he'll have to go to the work area as Danny Lasowski is on the hook. A crushing blow to Kevin Doty, who was looking for his first Chili Bowl Nationals event. He pulls into the work area looking for brand new rubber on the right rear.
Donnie Beechler will return to the field, so the 95 champion remains. However, the 94 champion, Andy Hillenberg, will call it a night, as will Gary Wright and Danny Lasowski. After the cars got together in turn number 2, we're getting back to green.
Back to green with Dan Boers showing the way ahead of the 47 car of Corey Kruzman. Sammy Swindell right now running in the 3rd spot. Behind him is Jimmy Sills and Steve Knepper, the top 5.
Kruzman right on Boers' back bumper as he tries to make the move in the silver number 47 car. Not able to do it. One groove racetrack right now, and it's up high.
That, of course, will change with 45 laps still to go. Boers leads him off of turn number 4 as Kruzman now beginning to catch the 88 machine. Kruzman right to the back Nerf bar, now takes a look on the inside. Will think better of it this time.
Boers, the feature winner on Friday night, has made only one Chili Bowl A main in the last 5 years, but he leads the field in the 88 car and starting to pull a bit away from Corey Kruzman, and now has pressure by Sammy Swindell.
Swindell to the bottom, slides up top, hits the cushion, get his momentum back. He will stay in the 3rd spot as Kruzman and Boers continue to lead.
Carmichaeling is Ronnie Day in the 15L car and loses several positions as Kinzer now moves up into the top 7.
Corey Kruzman once again to the rear Nerf bar. He will have to bide his time as we've got a car stopped just in side of turn 4. That car belonging to Darren Pittman out of Owasso, Oklahoma. Darren, of course, going World of Outlaw Racing in 1999, and it looks like, can't tell exactly what's wrong with that Maxim chassis machine, but regardless, it will bring out our next yellow.
A couple of drivers who've made some moves up from the rear of the field. Steve Kinzer has moved the 15X up into the 7th spot and up to 6th from the 11th position, Jerry Coons Jr., as we head back to the green.
Mike Boers continuing to lead as Corey Kruzman now runs the number 2 spot. Sammy Swindell is 3rd.
Jimmy Sills runs in the 4th spot in the number 4 car, followed by Steve Knepper, Jerry Coons Jr., Steve Kinzer. Jay Drake in the 97 car has moved up from 17th. He's now up to 8th.
Tough night so far for the 5 World of Outlaw drivers who started tonight's A main. Andy Hillenberg, Daniel Lasowski are out, as is Darren Pittman, so only 2 of those drivers remain. As we take a look back in the field, Steve Knepper holding off the number 7 machine of Jerry Coons.
Looking at the 5th position right now, the 55 car, Steve Knepper chasing Jimmy Sills. We have a car upside down in turn number 1.
Tough to see who that driver is.
The number 25 car, Brian Stanfield out of Bakersfield, California, has his TCRS Slinger on its top. and brings out a yellow flag condition.
Brian Stanfield rejoins the back of the field. The other rookie, Joe Boyles. Those two cars being scored last right now as we're set for the cone restart on the backstretch.
And as they come around, it's Dan Boers maintaining his lead over Corey Kruzman. Sammy Swindell, Jimmy Sills, and now Steve Knepper tries a slide job on Sills. Has fourth momentarily, but Sills gets it back, then gets a bump down the back straightaway into 3.
Knepper once again with the slide job. Can Jimmy Sills get around him one more time? They're trading positions back and forth. Sills now to the bottom with the slider, not going to work.
Sills drops back to 5th. Coombs is 6th. Kinzer 7th. And now Ronnie Day making his way back up toward the front, as is Jay Drake from 17.
The 3 black cars you see in your screen right now, that's the best battle on the racetrack. Jay Drake working the bottom side. Steve Kinzer up top, as is Ronnie Day, who has to jump on the binders.
Yellow flag comes out. Car stalling in turn 4. It's the 66L of Kevin Olson. So Olson brings out the yellow flag.
At this point, it appears the slide job is the only way of passing right now, but there's a lot of laps left as we've seen positions changed by Jimmy Sills and Steve Knepper. We're back to green.
15 laps down and 35 to go as Boers hooks a rut. Kruzman closes right onto his back bumper. Kruzman again looks to the inside in turn 2, but can't move. Boers still the leader.
Dan Boers, the BMARA champion from 1998, looking to pick up his first Chili Bowl Nationals crown as they make their way down the backstretch.
Boers, the leader, continues to be followed by Kruzman and Swindell. Knepper to 4, Sills is 5th, Coombs is 6th from his 11th starting position.
Top 6 cars now beginning to move away from the rest of the field. Steve Kinzer right now being scored in the 7th spot. Jay Drake behind him, and Jason Leffler charging hard from the back of the pack. The 9 machine is on the move.
Good battle shaping up for the 5th spot as Jimmy Sills has Jerry Coons Jr. in turn number 1. Coons is moved up from 11th, is now running 6th, and it closed in on Sills.
Now we've got 3 pairs of cars. The top 2 breaking away from the 3rd and 4th place machines. Same deal with the 5th and 6th now, as Dan Boers has everything he can handle from the 47 machine of Corey Kruzman.
Corey Kruzman out of Ventura, California, goes to the inside of Boers for the lead in turn 2. Boers holds him on.
Corey Kruzman won 6 times on the SCRA Sprint Division last year. I guarantee he'd trade them all for a Chili Bowl Nationals win here tonight.
Boers maintains the lead and does stretch out the lead a bit over Corey Kruzman, and now Swindell starts to close in on Kruzman for 2nd.
Steve Knepper running all alone in 4th right now. Following him is Jimmy Sills in the 7th car of Jerry Coons Jr. Once again, Kruzman to the bottom side of the 88 machine. We talked slide jobs, not going to happen this time though.
Boers continues to jump the cushion, and when he does, Kruzman is right there to try to take advantage of it, although he's pulled up neck and neck, has yet to pull ahead.
And I guarantee sitting back there licking his chops in 3rd, waiting to see what happens to the top 2 cars is the 4-time Chili Bowl Nationals winner, Sammy Swindell, who would love desperately to add a 5th here tonight.
Lap traffic coming up. Chili Bowl rookie Joe Boyles, and Boers has to slow down. Here comes Kruzman on the inside.
Just now past the 20th lap. Laps beginning to wind down as we approach the halfway point. Joe Boyles presenting lap traffic for our race leader, who slides up. Kruzman now apexing the corner as Sammy Swindell now has a run on a 47 machine as the yellow comes out.
It's Steve Kinzer, 15-time World of Outlaws champion, comes to a halt in one of the 3 John Lawson entries in turn number 2, and we're back under yellow flag conditions.
And then there was one World of Outlaw driver left at the 13th annual Chili Bowl. That is Steve Kinzer, takes it to the infield. That leaves Sammy Swindell, who is right now in 3rd and was making a run on the 47 car of Corey Kruzman. As we're back to green as the 88 car, Dan Boers leads him off turn 4.
And a break for Boers as he does not have the lap traffic now, just past the halfway point. 26 laps down and 24 to go.
Again, still the top side. The only way around is Jay Drake takes a look on the bottom side. Drake moving up along with Leffler, who did go back to the tail earlier.
And Kruzman continues to hound Dan Boers for the lead as they head down the front straightaway.
Kruzman carrying a lot more speed into the corners, almost has to get off it a little too much to keep the momentum up. Morse again, you see him slowing through the corner. Maybe that's the easiest way around for the 88 machine.
Morse now running right on the cushion, and Kruzman gets over the cushion a bit to try to get a little bit more traction as he heads down the straightaway, but Morse maintains his pace.
The Weiland Racing Entries car, the Real Wheels car, the Sturdy-powered Stealth machine continuing to lead. Over the 47 car, the Arrowell Barnes Oil Axtel Communications car.
Kruzman got into the wall last lap around on the back straightaway and lost some of his advantage on Morse's lead. And Swindell tries to close in on the third spot.
Keeping you up to date from fourth back on, it's still Steve Knepper, Jimmy Sills. The 7 car of Jerry Coons now being scored in the 6th spot. Jay Drake in 7th. Jason Leffler, the 9 car, in 9th.
So Morse now with a bit of a comfortable lead over Kruzman and Swindell. Kruzman bobbles a bit, Swindell closes it up and now heads down low in turn 3.
As Borsk is extremely high coming off the corner, the top 3 cars are going to be neck and neck through turns 1 and 2.
They are hitting the cushion so hard, and the cars get together in turn number 1 and 2 is Leffler and Drake, and Leffler makes it by as we look back to the leader.
Leffler improving his position. Oh no, it's maybe a payback move. The 97 car and the 9. Hard to tell. Both those drivers racing very hard. The 9 car very obviously will end right there between turn number 3 and 4. Jason Leffler's night is done. Jay Drake will have to see how bad the damage is on the 97 car. We are yellow once again with about 34 laps down. 16 laps yet to go to see if Dan Bors, the midget champion out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, can hold on. Behind him still Corey Kruzman and Sammy Swindell. Steve Knepper runs fourth with Jimmy Sills in 5th.
Coming around for the green with 16 laps remaining, Dan Bors maintains his lead over Corey Kruzman as they pop the cushion hard in 1 and now power down the back straightaway.
As the laps begin to wind down, it'll be interesting to see some drivers start to take chances a little at a time. Swindell now moving to the bottom line. Pete Willoughby's car number 1 is on a move, who slides up. Knepper now to the inside to battle for 3rd.
So Knepper tries to take advantage of Swindell going down low, but Swindell moves back up onto the cushion and maintains the 3rd spot.
It looks like for Sammy Swindell the best route around this racetrack, the top through turns 1 and 2, maybe the bottom in 3 and 4, although the 1 machine stays up high through turn 4.
Morse pulling out to a several car length advantage over Kruzman, Swindell, Knepper, and Sills as Ronnie Day has moved from the back of the pack up to 6th in a John Lawson entry.
15 of our 22 starters still competing now as we have completed 38 laps, about 12 laps to go, with Sammy Swindell once again looks like he's edging up on the 47 machine.
Swindell is starting to work it inside in the 3rd and 4th turns, closed in dramatically on Kruzman as they work for the number 2 position.
Swindell again working the bottom side, but has a heck of a time finding fight coming off of turn number 2. He will resort back to his topside charge to try to chase down Corey Kruzman now as your race leader is out and away.
So Morse has an advantage over Kruzman and Swindell with Knepper and Sills running in the 4th spot as Sills starts to close in on Knepper for 4th.
Ronnie Day behind him and Jerry Coons. Coons you see coming off of turn 2 with the 40 machine of Tracy Hines. Back to the leader, Dan Bors now beginning to enter lap traffic as the laps begin to wind down.
Bors closing into the lap cars of Jay Drake and Joe Boyles as they head down the front straightaway.
If Corey Kruzman and Sammy Swindell want to win this race, they've got to catch Dan Bors in a hurry. Lap traffic may be their only way as we are now working on the 44th lap. Just 6 laps to go as Bors comes to the tail of the rookie Joe Boyles.
Earlier in the night, he had trouble getting by Boyles. This time he does a slide job, makes it work, continues on, and he has a half a straightaway lead over Kruzman.
Now with 4 to go, Bors continuing to be your race leader, opening up again a sizable advantage over Corey Kruzman. Nice, smooth, easy driving should net Dan Bors his first Chili Bowl Nationals title if everything holds together for just 3 more laps.
Bors goes to the outside of Jay Drake as they go into turn number 3. and is able to make it by yet another lap car. He now has Brian Stanfield in front of him.
It's still Corey Kruzman and Sammy Swindell running second and third. Steve Knepper in fifth with Jimmy Sills in fifth. Knepper in fourth.
Kruzman gets by one of the lap cars as the white flag comes out. One more to go.
Dan Boris nice and easy, nice and smooth through turn 2, down the backstretch. Trying to figure out what he's going to do with the lap markers. It really is not going to matter. Ladies and gentlemen, Dan Boris picking up the 13th annual Chilli Bowl. Corey Kruzman will hold on to the number 2 spot. Following him is Sammy Swindell. A great run for Dan Boris.
So Boris will pick up his first Chilli Bowl championship after winning the Friday night feature event. He doubles it back tonight and becomes the 9th different winner of the Chilli Bowl. He will pick up the victory. Second, unofficially, will go to Corey Kruzman. Sammy Swindell will get third. Fourth to Steve Knepper. Fifth will go to Jimmy Sills. In the 6th slot, coming from the back of the pack, Ronnie Day. In 7th, it's Jerry Coons Jr. In 8th will be the 40 car Tracy Hines, who started back in the 19th position, followed by J.J. Yaley and Donnie Beechler. We'll now throw it down trackside as Dave Reef has our winner.
Well, thank you, Mickey. After many Badger championships, Danny Boris comes home with his first national event win. What a great job done by you from the outside of the front row. What's the emotion right now?
Well, emotion is I need some water right now, and I'm really tired. It's really neat to be up amongst Swindells and the Kingers and the Blaney's and the guys that won this race prior to this. We've always had pretty good luck here, but when it came to the AMA, kind of fell off a little bit. We've won a couple prelims. This was our best shot on winning it for about 10 years that I've been coming here. And boy, whoever was running second, they're going to have to work to pass me because I wasn't giving up.
You must not be very superstitious. The 13th annual. Now that must be your lucky number, eh?
Is that right? Well, I guess nobody told me that before.
Well, you seem to hold off everybody's advantage. Corey Kruzman took a peek on the inside of you a few times. How much pressure did he really present to you?
Well, actually, when a guy does that to me, I actually pick up the pace a little bit, and I just get more hungry, and I try to make every lap more consistent. And it was a pretty heavy-duty cushion up there, and you had to hit it right. And sometimes I went over, but I just wanted to be stretched off in case I made a mistake so someone couldn't be right there and take me.
Looked like the top side of the racetrack. That was really the only place to be running tonight, and that maybe is fortunate.
Well, yeah, I thought I could get the jump on the number 11 car, but he got the jump on me about 3 or 4 restarts, and so we just sort of settled in with second. Unfortunately, he had a flat tire. Well, that's the Chilli Bowl.
Well, Dan, let me be the first to congratulate you on your Chilli Bowl win.
Thank you very much.